Hey everyone, I hope you have all had a very Merry Christmas, hope you all had some great Christmas loot, and welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video is going to be a rundown of the entries in the art contest. As some of you may know, I held a Christmas art contest over on my Discord server, had some announcements about it on this channel as well, my most recent video being a sort of like recap of some of the events of which this was one. And so in this video we're going to be looking at all of the entries, some of the entries that were a bit silly, some of the entries that were really nice, and ultimately the top 3 that will be awarded prizes of 2 keys for first place, 1 key for second place, and then a taunt or item to a certain degree of the person's choice for third place. Now for this art contest there were some very specific rules, however there was a lot of room to work with and a lot of these entries have employed that room greatly. Now I will just quickly go over the rules again just to refresh for those of you that don't remember or know that it had to be Christmas themed, had to be TF2 based, and you could use any form of art, so it could be drawing, SFM, or literally anything basically. And we've had a whole range of drawings, cartoons, and SFMs submitted, which is really nice to see. And now without any further chit chat, let's get straight into looking at some of these submissions. So to start off with, we're looking at some artwork sent in by TF2 Musician, who is a friend of mine, and I don't quite know what the purpose was here. It's quite a nice drawing of an eye. Not quite sure why there's a Santa Claus in the middle. Also not sure how it's TF2 themed, but yeah, a nice drawing of an eye. And who could forget Scorch, the rich little Malaysian boy? He submitted something interesting. I don't even know how to pronounce half of these words. There's a stretched heavy. There's my profile pic, which was made by Coca-Cola. I honestly don't know. And now we have some artwork which could potentially be labelled as plagiarism from Mitchell Shepard, as it was his original animation of this clone trooper. But we have another submission from TF2 Musician, and I mean, it's Christmassy at least, but it's not really your work now, is it? So now with some of the more jokey submissions out of the way, let's get straight into some of the submissions that actually looked really, really nice. Not that those ones didn't look nice, they had their own value in their own special ways, but you know, just some ones that followed the guidelines in a little more orthodox manner. Okay, now I have a drawing from Faces with Aces. Merry Christmas, very Christmassy. It's TF2, obviously. It's meant to be this, like a green scout in a Santa outfit, because you can tell by the scattergun, but that's all you can really tell by. It's quite a nice drawing, pretty basic, like all around alright. Nothing too advanced though, and definitely doesn't really stand up to the other submissions. So now we have our first SFM poster entry, and this one is submitted by The Search. This was limited a bit by the fact that it was uploaded in a poor quality, like it just wasn't rendered in HD or wasn't uploaded in HD or something. But I'll disregard that. It's very Christmassy, it's definitely TF2 based. The lighting is a bit one-dimensional, and I'm pretty sure that engineer is just holding his PDA, not a present. But overall, I think it's quite a nice picture. I think it might actually have a bit too much going on for its own benefit, but overall, quite a nice poster. Now we have a sort of almost action sequence style poster from A Spoonful of Raspberry Mix, and this one is quite nice. The Christmassiness is subtle. The medic is obviously wearing a sweater of some description, and the scout is wearing, I think it's the Ebenezer, but I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on it. I think it's really nice. The medigun particles are quite nice, and overall the general vibe of this poster is quite good. Definitely a very, very high quality SFM poster. Now we have one of 2 SFM submissions from Christmas Mouse, and this one I think is really, really Christmassy. I was going to put this one in the top 3, but one of the other ones just outstood it by just a little bit. I think it's really, really nice. The posing on the engineer is good. The fact that he's, you know, painting that train is really, really nice. The Christmas lights and tree in the background, the fireplace, everything just like screams Christmas, cozy. It's all so beautiful. The lighting's really warm. It's all very soft. You know, there's not a lot of sharp changes in anything, and I think it's really nice. And obviously the text is, you know, kind of blatantly Christmas, but you don't really need that to tell that it's Christmas, and that's what I like. Now for our final honorable mention here before we get into the top 3 that will be winning prizes, we have a very nice drawing from Error 404 of a pyro with a Christmas mug sitting down in a very tattered looking armchair. I think the colours here all go really nicely. It's very it's not very saturated, it's all very, you know, nice. The chest of the pyro stands out a bit more because of those gold details, and I think it's really well made and definitely fits in the Christmassy and TF2 categories. Now in third place, so winning the item of choice for less than a key, by Error 404, we have an action sequence Christmas pyro. I really like the sort of text design. I think that's quite unique, a different sort of, you know, not just a font overlay or anything. I think the lighting, I can definitely respect that in a drawing and how hard that is, and he's done it quite well. The explosion in the background is really cool, and how the pyro is just walking away from it. I think it's really nice. However, I do like the ones in second and first more, obviously, but this is really good. Now in second place, in the runner-up position, we have a submission from Christmas Mouse, and this is another SFM poster from him, and once again, the atmosphere is bang on. This is a Polar Express reference for those of you that didn't get it. It's that tramp on the top of the train, making a brew for the little boy that he like feeds to him in a shoe or something. It's kind of weird, but it's a really nice SFM poster, and like the atmosphere is really nice, the lighting is all really nice. I think the snow overlay is actually pretty good as well. The only qualm I have with it in some aspect is I'm pretty sure he's used Gaussian blur on the background, and in doing so he's blurred the sniper, so it's really evident on the sniper's back, and I'm not sure if this is purposeful. The Gaussian blur does help with the atmosphere, but in this instance it creates quite a sharp divide between that and the actual sniper. Don't know if that's intentional, but that's just something I noticed. But yeah, no, it's a really nice poster and definitely deserves second place. Now in first place, we have a submission from Depression, and this is a really nice drawing. Naturally, I'm going to have a soft spot for this one because it is my Soldier Winter loadout, but at the same time, it's a really good drawing. I think the colors are all really nice on the presents, the sort of color smudging and everything, and I can really like relate to how hard drawing is. I've given it a try. I don't exactly have the right equipment for it, but even with the right equipment, I can imagine how hard it is, and this is done really well. I will say the rocket launcher does look a bit funny, and that was talked about a bit in the Discord server, but overall it's really nice, really Christmassy, fits the TF2 style, and I think it's the best out of all of them. So guys, that concludes the final rankings and submissions for the Winter 2019 Christmas Art Contest here on the channel. If you want to be involved in some future events such as this, be sure to join the Discord server. The link will indeed be in the description below. And for those of you that won, well done. And for those of you that didn't, better luck next time. There were some really good submissions, and next time, hopefully, if we get some more, I can make a bigger prize pool and some better rewards, even for those who maybe didn't get top 3. But as always guys, I hope you all had a very festive season, hope you all have a very happy new year, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.